I'm Alicia Pribadi, flew in from Honolulu. It's not really where I'm from, but you know, it's where I'm from for now. My service, I served 2000 to 2005 in the United States Marine Corps. I didn't get to deploy. I was part of 9/11 cleanup at the Pentagon for like a year when it hit. Like, I had to drive up there, and at the time I was stationed in Quantico, Virginia, and I had to drive up there late at night when they were sorting out the rubble and, you know, the body pieces and the whatever, and I had to deliver some tents up there to them, and then ended up joining this team where we go up there like 2-3 times out of the week to help them clean up and bring out, you know, charred stuff. And then as they started to rebuild the Pentagon, we had to help bring the new things in too. So when 2003 came along, and then our status became went from non-deployable to deployable, because I was a truck driver and there were short truck drivers over there. So I packed up my sea bag, got ready to go, but then I didn't get to go because I ended up on a med board for a herniated disc in my lower back. I was really mad about that. When you have to clean up things like that for a whole year and be around the smell day in and day out, and be around the destruction and what they did, that's all only goes through your mind is what they did. And you kind of want to go out there and just be part of clearing out all those responsible for it. You know, you really want to, when you're up front with that and seeing the mess, and you know, it's pretty sickening. Well, after my med board was over and I was done with the Marines, I didn't know what to do with myself. I started out getting contracting jobs on bases for like the first year I was out, but then I just kept getting more sick and couldn't keep up with work, so then I was like completely disabled. And then I got SSDI, but the thing that was really frustrating me was when I did correctly get diagnosed with fibromyalgia or FMS, the doctors seem to think that it's, you know, just something in your head, because they couldn't really, you know, it's not like an MRI shows it. Although it is a neurological problem, but just getting rejected from doctor to doctor to doctor and ping-ponged around like I'm just making this up, or I have some psychological problem or whatever, you know, on top of the injuries I already have, really pushed me to that threshold that something needs to be done. Something has to do something to bring this to light, to get the VA and that Army hospital over there, Triple Army Hospital, to realize that fibromyalgia is real. Veterans have it. You know, a lot of veterans come back from the Gulf War with it, and you can't just keep pushing us off like we're nothing and we just have some kind of emotional trauma or something. You know, it doesn't work that way. It was real, was physically disabling, and they weren't helping us. So, you know, even till this day, I'm still fighting for the VA to approve of my claim for FMS. I was sitting in the American Legion office, you know, venting about how my claim got denied again, and how I'm not really getting treatment for the FMS. And the American Legion rep at the time, he gave me Chris Marvin's business card, and he was like, you really want to help veterans that are struggling through what you're going through? He's like, this is the guy to contact. So I called him, and then, you know, Chris Marvin and I met up in Starbucks. And I told him, you know, I had this whole list written out, like, this is what I want to do. And he goes, well, this isn't really what we do. But he's like, I think I can help you kind of get on the ball and start what it is that you want to do. Because it's not like I wanted to go volunteer and help an organization that already existed. I wanted to start my own because I was already so to that point of frustration with the VA and the Triple Army Hospital, and how getting rejected like that constantly, you know. And I know other veterans, I'm only one of 100 of them that go through it, so yeah. Well, last year I started the group, the support group for Vets with FMS is what it's called. And I don't just support vets, but DOD as well, and their family. And we started getting together and We help each other, you know, fill out the forms, find the right doctors, find the right treatment, what doctors recognize it. So that has been my fellowship for the last over a year now. I found that I'm not the only veteran that struggles to help other veterans. So it kind of like put on a bright light in a dark room, and it was like, you know, there's more out there. So it gave me a real sense of comfort, and opportunity-wise, it's just networking is great, and knowing that there's a group out there that supports my idea, because there are other veterans that want to help other veterans. So I felt it was great. I found out a few months ago that the Army hospital that I was butting heads with opened their own fibromyalgia group. They tried to, as a doctor, refer me to their group as a patient, and was like, we're going to send you to our fibromyalgia group. And I was like, you guys don't have one. And they're like, yes, we do. And I'm like, no, you don't, because I've been trying to get you guys to start one here since, you know, last year, and you guys don't have one. And they're like, well, we do now. So they recognize it now. They're treating it now. They have the support group that meets twice a month now. Unfortunately, they scheduled it on all the days that I have mine, so it kind of killed off my group. But just the fact that now they're like, yes, this is a condition, we're going to help veterans that have it, and they opened that up, you know, I'm just like, woohoo! Celebrating.